something completely different. And I suppose that speaks perhaps to this culture that GPE are embedding, and what Toby and the leadership team are perhaps putting through. And I wanted to ask about how you're instilling this innovative culture at GPE. And forgive me, I think, did you say something about you have 30 innovation champions? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Could you talk about that? Because I haven't heard you talk about that previously. Talk about that in relation to this culture of innovation at GPE.
Okay, so I would say that the culture of innovation at GPE comes, there's three examples I'm going to give you before I come on to the innovation champions. So in terms of our values, one of our values is to embrace opportunity, right? We don't accept the same way of doing something. So that's there in our core. And what values are important is that it can allow you to frame an honest conversation with a colleague to say, is that really embracing an opportunity? So, it's a way of confronting something without being confrontational. It is so driving innovation is also a brand pillar. So it is it's a key part of our brand, and therefore it's an important part of how we project ourselves to our customers, our stakeholders, and the people that engage with us every day. So it's embedded in what we do and where we go to. And innovation champions were simply a way of. So we refresh these every couple of years. These are people that of all ages, mindsets, different teams. So we've got about 10 different teams at GPE. We're a very lean business. There's only 130 of us, but these are people with an interest in innovative ideas or a willingness or an open-mindedness to do something. And we engage with them regularly throughout the year so that we'll hold a bit more in detail talks. So, we've invested in VC, so we'll have Luke and the team from PyLabs come and talk to us about subjects that help education. We'll have founders coming in to talk to us about their products, and more importantly, share. That isn't meant as a sales pitch. That's more to allow my colleagues to understand how hard it is to, from a founder's perspective, to go through something and what their products are. It allows us to socialize problem statements, and more importantly, will help us identify the problem statements going forwards, so that it will fit in the cycle that we'll start to fit, draw problem statements and bottom up. So it's a educational social club, sharing knowledge, adopting things across the business type thing, which is a really important part of culture.
Oh, I mean, massively. And I mean, that's 25% of the entire organization is engaged as an innovation champion. Yeah. So, you cannot say fairer than that in terms of, ingraining that culture. And I really like what you said about using the values, and I read the core values, and there's two really important elements there around your sustainability initiatives, and your innovation and technology initiatives are ingrained within those as well. So it's nice to see that anyone can put anything on the website, but then when you're backing that up with in-person physical lessons, learning with a variety of different people from different sort of, I suppose, roles in the company and different ages, you can actually see that then being ingrained in person as well as just lip service on a website. So that's really good to see.
Can I add one more thing on the champions?
Yeah, please.
I just say also, from my perspective, in terms of implementing innovation and implementing new technology, that network of champions is completely invaluable, because it means that we already have, multiple people from each different department in the business who put their hand up and said, I'm interested in technology, I want to get involved in projects, which is so important, because when it comes to onboarding a new technology for that team or that business unit, it means that we have those people ready to go who want to get involved and will help out with that implementation. And I think, in the industry as a whole, it's very easy for us to underestimate the time and effort that it takes to onboard technology well. So it's really important. We're just a 2-person team, myself and James, and we don't work directly day to day in those teams, so we don't understand the detailed ins and outs of their current processes. So we really need to lean on that network that we have within the business to help us onboard technology properly.
Yeah, it's an extension of your team, right? It's the best feedback you can ever get in terms of the understanding of the problems, as you say, and I'm assuming, and in fact, I think you already said it, that you're constantly bringing in, what are the problems that you're facing, and that will evolve as we've seen. Obviously over the last few years, those problems are suddenly new and different, so you're always going to be changing and updating. But if you've got that feedback coming in,
it also means that we can focus as well as another key part to it. So a lot of the time we will say, we get approached obviously a lot from different people for different solutions, and we can politely decline saying, look, I'm sorry, it's just not a problem statement that we're interested in at the moment.
Yeah.
Wish you luck, and we'll keep in touch, but we can't, it's not something that we can, we have the bandwidth to do, which saves time actually, which is an important point, because ultimately all of this has got to be to save people time and get better at doing what they do.